Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. I hope you're having a fantastic day. On today's episode of the things you may have missed in Elden Ring, we're covering ELPHAEL, Brace of the Haligtree. This is an incredibly tough area, so make sure you are fully prepared before you enter in and try to tackle this zone. You've got exploding enemies and clean rot knights all over the place, loads of bosses and mini-bosses scattered all over the area as well, including no less than 2 Erdtree avatars, and right at the bottom you've also got 4 or 5 Royal Revenants. However, hopefully this video will help you get through the area without too much trouble, and also of course will show you every single item along the way. So if you like the sound of that, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you. As I've been introducing this video to you, we've been coming down this walkway, killing all the soldiers in our way. As you've probably already seen a couple of times, be careful for the soldiers that glow, because they can and will explode. Also, off in one of these side rooms is an item I believe I accidentally already collected off camera, so make sure you go and grab that. It's very hard to miss. It's the first room you come across on your left, and then once you've taken everyone out along this first walkway, we'll drop down these stairs and finally loot the first item for the video, which will be these 5 lightning great bolts. Now I'm going to backtrack, head into this room and then up the stairs. Out here, once you've taken out this soldier as well, you can grab the smithing stone 8 and then very carefully jump along the branch here, and you can walk along this platform into the tower and grab the Michelin Knight's sword. Now we'll go down the ladder and we'll start trying to take out the first Erdtree avatar. Do not try and cheese him with any kind of ranged attack from the tower here, because he will just spam this same attack at you over and over again, and in a ranged battle, he will probably win every time. So now let's jump down and try and fight him head on. And get wrecked. So let's respawn and we'll try that again, shall we? You meet me back here now, absolutely destroying the Erdtree avatar with Aghil's Flame. However, he barely clings onto life and starts to return the favour. After a few very intense moments, we finally get in one final attack and take him down, and we are subsequently rewarded with the Rotten Staff. You can also grab the Newman's Rune from here. And now that I've grabbed my souls back, let's take a look at the Rotten Staff. As you can see, it has the same Ash of War as the Staff of the Avatar, the Erdtree Slam, which is the most powerful slam ability in the game. And there are more butt slams than you'd think. I thought a game containing 1 butt slam was quite good. This contains like 4 different butt slams. As I say, with the Erdtree Slam being the best of all the butt slams. As you can see, the Rotten Staff is purely strength and dex scaling, as opposed to the Staff of the Avatar that has faith scaling as well. However, the Rotten Staff also has Scarlet Rot build-up, so both are a fantastic option if you want to use that beautiful butt slam ability. Now that we're done checking out that weapon, we can head to the end of the path just here and grab one of only 8 somber ancient dragon smithing stones in the game. So make sure you do not miss out on this. Now let's head up the stairs and very carefully take out this Crystallion. Even once you've staggered them, the Crystallions that you'll find scattered around this area have an insane amount of health, so be super careful as you're taking them out. And once this one's dead, you can go ahead and loot the Somber Smithing Stone 9. Now I'm going to bait out and take out this Clean Rot Knight before we jump over to the other balcony. Now that he's dead, we can get a Golden Rune 10, and I believe I just got crazy lucky with this loot, getting both his gauntlets and his greaves. Be careful as you head into this room, as there is another Clean Rot Knight waiting to attack you. There's also a Smithing Stone 7 just on the right hand side here. And once you've taken him out, we can head outside and start dealing with all these soldiers out here. A lot of them, I think 5 or 6 total, will start coming up the stairs and trying to take you out. So be very cautious as you're clearing up this area. Now, before we head any further that way, we're going to do a 180 and head out the other end of the room. There's a few ways we can go here, and we will be exploring every single area. But firstly, I'm going to be heading straight forward, and as soon as we take out the soldier with the great shield, there'll be a load more enemies waiting for us in the room just to the right. As you're taking them all out, you can get yourself a Smithing Stone 7, And now we'll carry on to the end of this path with yet more soldiers that we need to take out. And then you can use a stone sword key and gain access to the triple rings of light spell. This guy's minding his own business and isn't even going to attack us. I'm going to kill him anyway. And I get a smithing stone 7 for doing so that's quite cool. Back in the room where we took out the 2 clean rot knights, head out of the northwest door where you cleared out all these soldiers, and we'll start heading down the stairs. There's a couple of soldiers waiting you round the corner here, and you'll see probably the most terrifying section of this whole area now. There's no less than 3 soldiers manning massive ballistas, another Erdtree avatar boss, and 2 souped up royal knights, all waiting to mess up your So, backtrack very slightly, jump off over the balcony here and down this ledge. In this room is 2 more clean rot knights and 3 or 4 soldiers patrolling around as well. So you'll need to be very careful as you're taking them out, but once you've done so, you can then head out of the room and start coming up these stairs. You'll see me here on the stairs just finishing up the last few enemies. Then we'll turn around and we can start taking out the soldiers on the ballista. You can grab the smithing stone 8 on this corpse whilst you're at it. And then there's 1 more soldier minding his business, just staring off into the distance. So let's murder him as well. And then you can loot the Haligtree soldier ashes. Now we're going to take out the soldiers on the other 2 ballista down there, so they're no longer a problem. Somehow another guy that I completely missed earlier comes up and tries to ambush me. I don't think so, mate. Now that all the soldiers are dead, we've just got the avatar and the 2 royal knights to deal with. At this point in the guide, I completely forgot the 2 royal knights were here. So I summon my mimic here, and I think this is going to be easy. You are so dead, mate. I jump down to finish him off and get absolutely obliterated. So let's try that again and approach it a little bit more cautiously. You meet me back here now, directly in front of the Erdtree avatar. What I've done is I've gone around the exact same route we took before, taken out all the enemies, and then I've ran back round to the front again so I could loot this epic item. And it was just an arteria leaf, so that was bloody pointless. But this time, we're going to do things very, very differently. I will summon the mimic tier to draw the aggro, hug the left-hand side, and start running towards the entrance that he was blocking just behind him. You can also grab the sacramental bud whilst you're on the way if you want to. And directly behind this boss is a site of grace. So let's rest up, grab this smithing stone 6, and I'll meet you back here once I've come back from being summoned as a hunter to help someone else in their world. And here we are. We're behind the Erdtree avatar, and I'm ready for him this time. We're going to start off the fight by absolutely annihilating him with Agheel's Flame, though he does manage to get in a very good swing and chunk down nearly half my health. Now, I was hoping that he would be stuck and wouldn't be able to come into this room. However, he can, so this fight is going to be a bit more butt-clenching than I first thought. We managed to pull off another very nice Agheel's Flame. However, once again, he deals a tremendous amount of damage and knocks us out of it. So there's going to be a little bit of running around, dodging his attacks and healing up now. And finally, I managed to pull off the full fire breath combo, deal over 5,000 damage to him, and with his last breath, he knocks me down and does another really decent chunk of damage. But luckily, he also dies at the same time, and we're rewarded with a load of runes and a Lord's Rune as well. And now, just because of stupid pride, I decide to try and take out the 2 Royal Knights. It doesn't go very well, so we won't be trying that again. They don't drop anything good anyway, so let's leave them and continue into the next area, shall we? I meet you now back at the site of grace. Rest up, level up, do whatever you need to do, and then head through this doorway with me. On the left-hand side, you will find 3 Crystallians waiting for you. I initially try to tackle them with lots of Agheel's Flame, and subsequently get very quickly destroyed. So I'm going to change up my build and actually use one of Gurank's spells. I've never used them before, and the Stone of Gurank looks particularly enticing to me. These guys are made of crystal. You need to break them as quick as possible. Surely lobbing giant boulders at them is going to do exactly that, right? Oh, right. Oh, how right I was. 4. Just 4 direct hits from the Stone of Gurank. and they are shattered and now susceptible to every single attack. This spell trivializes these guys and makes this much more manageable. So now that they've all been shattered and obliterated, we can come back to where they were, open up this chest, and we're treated to the Rotten Crystal Sword, which, as with the Rotten Staff that we found earlier, is pretty much the exact same as the Crystal Sword, just with slightly reduced base stats, but also inherent Scarlet Rot. Now we can duck underneath these roots, behind this giant pot, and grab a Hero's Rune 5. Now I'm going to do a bit of parkour and get right on top of this root, feel really cool for about 2 seconds, realise there's nothing up here, and leave again. So we'll head through the broken wall now and out of this room, and we now come to about 5 minutes of just killing lots and lots of Kindreds of Rot. There's a few fully grown ones and lots of baby ones, but you cannot underestimate even one of them. Even the little baby ones are so powerful, combined with the fact that you cannot run and you will be perpetually infected with Scarlet Rot, makes this probably my most hated area in the game. So, I'm going to cut most of the footage out for you, because no one needs to suffer through this more than once, and good luck as you're doing it yourself. Just like with the Lake of Rot, the Flame Cleanse Me spell will really help, but even then, this is still a real bitch of an area. There's no loot worth mentioning, so honestly, you could just try and sprint through it if you've got something like the Quick Step or the Bloodhound Step Ash of War. Once you've done here, be very careful as you're walking along these precariously thin routes. And once you get over to the other side, you can grab a Golden Rune 10 in this room here, and the next thing you want to do is go down this ladder and light the Sight of Grace. We'll come back and finish up this area, but there's a crazy hard boss fight, so make sure you light this checkpoint first. I'm just going to stick my head out of the sewer here and check out the next area. This is what we'll be covering during part 2 of the area. So for now, let's head back up the ladder and we'll come up this hill towards the northwest. Be careful as a Kindred of Rot is waiting for you, and once he's dead, you'll be able to come into this next area. Here, you can grab a Great Grave Glovewort, but be very careful, because once you get close enough to the centre of this pool, the strongest Putrid tree spirit in the game will spawn. So, now that he has absolutely wrecked my face, and we'll complete the rest of ELPHAEL in part 2. The area where I have just been obliterated by this guy is actually very important to Millicent's questline. So if you want to complete her questline, you do unfortunately have to kill him. So try again. I'm sure you've got this. Good luck. And with that, we'll wrap up the end of part 1, and I'll see you back here again for part 2. All I have left to say is I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.